There are leaders and there are those who lead. Leaders hold a position of power or influence. Those who lead inspire us. Whether individuals or organizations, we follow those who lead not because we have to, but because we want to. We follow those who lead not for them, but for ourselves. A quote by Simon Sinek from his book, Start With Why. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Algorithm Empowerment. Today we're going to be talking about a book called Start With Why by Simon Sinek. In this book, Sinek talks about the importance and the why we do what we do, and how many people lose their why as the mundaneness of everyday life kicks in. He talks about how we can be good, even great at something, but if we lose touch with our why, we won't feel successful because the undercurrent of the momentum that carries us in the what we do comes from this deep-rooted why. The importance, according to Sinek, is identifying our why and consistently embodying this why no matter what obstacles or adversities come our way. If you've got caught up in the what you do and have lost touch with the why you do it, I highly recommend this book to reconnect with your why and feel the joy once again with what you do. We're going to be talking about some key insights today, so without further detail, let's book it. So the first key insight is on the golden circle concept that Sinek talks about in the book. The three layers of the golden circle consist of the why, the how, and the what. The heart of the golden circle consists of the why we do what we do. This is the most important aspect because the why is what motivates us to carry on in the face of adversity. It's what pushes us to do things that we don't want to do in an effort to manifest what resonates with our deepest values. The next level of the golden circle is the how we do what we do. The how is the way in which someone decides to manifest their why. In the book, Sinek talks about how the why people create the destination and the how people create the route to get there. Those who know why need those who know how. The last layer of the golden circle is the what we do, which is entirely clear for almost anyone, regardless if they're an individual or organization. The what is abundantly clear in all cases because it's physical and observable. For example, we can clearly see that someone's a lawyer, but we can only make assumptions for how or why they're a lawyer. The how and the why we do aren't as physical as the what we do. Now, a lot of people start out with why and are motivated to accomplish something from the momentum that their initial why brings. But as the weeks, the months, and the years roll on, many people get lost in the what they do and forget why they do it. A lot of friends have said to me after they accomplish something, I used to enjoy the journey of trying to accomplish this thing, but since I have, I don't feel the joy I used to during the initial pursuit. After reading this book, I think that the reason why people feel this way is because oftentimes when we reach where we set off to be and are engaged in the what that we've been striving for, we forget the why that motivated us in the first place. Now, I don't know what your why is. It could be the why of providing a different life for your family, or the why of leaving a legacy, or really anything else. Whatever your why is or initially was, it's imperative that you reconnect with it if you want to live an inspired life. So a lot of people who are strictly caught up in the what they do will complain about external circumstances. The reason people unconsciously do this is because a lack of fulfillment almost always ensues when there's an absence of why. People will complain about something they chose to do, and in complaining, they relinquish all responsibility to grow or change because complaining about externals doesn't require you to do anything. It's something wrong with the world, not you. This is what happens when we become disconnected with why. What we do is never good enough and will always be anticipating the end of what we do until we decide to cut through time and reconnect with why. When we reconnect with our why, the what is no longer a means to an end, because it's an emanation of who we are. It's an expression of our life's focus. And when it has to do with who we are, we don't anticipate the end because it would mean our own end. When we're in touch with our why, our purpose, we don't look forward to the end because we've already arrived. We reconnect with life with the identification of our why. When we operate from this why, enjoyment comes from each moment of what we do, and we're no longer waiting. We must identify the heart of the golden circle before anything else, the why. And we must clearly articulate our why if we wish to inspire ourselves and others with the what that we decide to do in this life. So if I've received one critical takeaway from this book, it's that you have to sing your song, friend. Nobody else is going to sing it for you. I mean, have we not realized this yet? Now, I'm not saying literally sing. You can only do that if you want to. But what I'm saying is finding your thing. Something that you truly enjoy and can provide service through. Something that allows you to manifest the things that resonate with your deepest core convictions and that reveals the self that you imagine as the highest expression of you and your why. The reality is that there's really not enough time to live somebody else's life. So you have to identify what drives you. Our sense of urgency to identify this why must elevate if we want to awaken to the whisper of our intuition. You hear that all the time. Your intuition always whispers, it never shouts. So you have to listen carefully. One thing that really helps with this is to focus on attending to the people that lift your spirit and allow them to catalyze your endeavor to play your song. I mean, we're talking about your life here, so when you identify what motivates you, you have to convey with your presence to the people in your life that there's two options. They can either hop on board and add momentum to the ship, or they can stay out of the way below deck. And always remember, the goal isn't to get to the end of your song, as Alan Watts says. The goal is fulfilled in each moment it plays. Another key factor is to stay consistent in your pursuits. If you hit a tree 1,000 times in 1,000 different spots, nothing will happen. But if you hit a tree 1,000 times in the same spot, the thing is coming down. So whatever you have to do, identify your deepest why, and when you find that thing that's the external expression of your internal why, that's when it's showtime. So thanks a lot for watching, and always remember, keep giving it.